your thoughts on the judge's order?
I am so delighted with the judge's order. She granted full relief. She said all previous rollbacks in service must be reinstated immediately. All of them.
So let me make sure that I do understand that, because that's one of the things that we were trying to make sure that we understood from this, because she's talking about cease and desist and enjoined from doing cuts. Is it your understanding that this rolls back the previous cuts that started on that started on August 24th?
Absolutely. In fact, paragraph 3 of the order explicitly says, undo, roll back all of the service cuts, reinstate all of the services that were previously in place. So we couldn't have asked for more.
So now she is allowing the fare increases to go forward. That would have been one of the things, that was one of the things that was stopped by the temporary order. How do you feel about those fare increases continuing to go forward? Those will impact riders.
Well, the interesting thing was the judge pointed out several times during the hearing, how can you roll back services and increase rates? And I think that was an indication from the judge that she believed that, well, if you keep all the services in place, then maybe the fare increases are legitimate. Now, that's not a permanent ruling, that's a temporary ruling, but I agree with her. If you roll back all the cutbacks, you reinstate all the services, the fare increases is a whole different issue. We'll deal with that later in the litigation. But as of now, the most important thing is that every single bus line, every single bus route, train line, subway is to be reinstated as it was previously.
Now, as I saw it, and I read the part on the docket, it sounds like you may have been able to see the full order.
I did.
So you can fill me in on this. I saw that it says until, it didn't mention 60 days. It basically said until the court makes another order.
Right.
So what is your expectation of how long this order will be in place? And are you going to go back at one point and ask for a change?
Well, I think what the judge is indicating there is I'm going to continue to watch the situation. We're going to see what Harrisburg does. In the meantime, reinstate all services. Harrisburg does something differently, or if something else comes up, I'll consider it. But in the meantime, everything is to be reinstated, which we couldn't have asked for anything more.
What do you think this means for the lawmakers in Harrisburg? Does this give them, does this lift the urgency at all? Does it give them breathing room to take longer?
Well, you know, that's such a complicated question, Lauren, and it's a good question. The politics in Harrisburg is a very precarious, difficult thing to kind of gauge and handicap. I don't want to get into that. All I know is we wanted to protect the riders of Philadelphia. We wanted to protect the citizens. We wanted to protect all of the necessary services that the working men and women of Philadelphia need, and that's what we accomplished. What happens in Harrisburg is up to Harrisburg. Let's see. I can't really comment on where that's going or when it's going.
Anything else I should know about what happens next, or anything else from the order that stuck out to you?
Well, I think what happens next is SEPTA better get its act together and reinstate all these services. Let's get the students to school. Let's get the teachers to school. Let's get the working men and women who depend so much on SEPTA to their jobs. And let's give them reasonable access to downtown Philadelphia or to outlying areas of Philadelphia. That's the most important thing. And that's what the judge wanted to protect.
All right, cool. Good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I think